Hey folks, Happy New Year. I hope you were able to ring in the new year with those you love most. Welcome to Economic Observations. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to give you my 2021 predictions. My first prediction is that COVID isn't leaving us. In fact, COVID's going to get much worse. The hospitals are being overrun. There is a new variant in town, and it is growing exponentially, thus making it more deadly because it's attacking more people. Folks, we're going to be wearing a mask for a long time. I don't believe it's going to be gone by the end of 2021. You know, the vaccine may curb the spread, but until everyone is willing to take it, or a large majority of the population, we are going to be masked up and social distanced for a long time. They are very slow in rolling out the process of giving vaccinations. Vaccines are still in the vial. Vaccinations belong in the arms. They're not vaccinations until they're given to someone. And we are way behind the anticipated goal at the end of 2020. So I think we have a long, long way to go unless they ramp up production of putting that vaccine in people's arms. We are going to be in this for a long haul. I also think that there are going to be more lockdowns, and there's going to be a lot more business closings. A lot of small businesses will not be able to survive this long, dark winter that everyone is forecasting. There's going to be a lot more debt. The Fed is going to continue the quantitative easing. Everyone should have gotten their $600 stimulus by now, or they should be getting it by the end of the week. That is a down payment. I believe there's going to be a lot more quantitative easing. And I think there needs to be to get the economy going. But if we do it too fast, it's not going to have the effects because, like I said before, COVID's going to be with us for a really long time. I also think that the quantitative easing is going to have less impact because companies are just borrowed out. Individuals and small businesses, they had enough borrowing. They're in debt way over their heads. They don't want to take any more debt. What's the point of taking more debt if your business isn't viable? Right? You can take a loan for $50,000, but if the customers aren't coming in the door, what's the point? I mean, that's the reality that 2021 is going to bring. A lot more closings, folks. You're going to see it in your neighborhood. Right now, the prices of homes have soared. Right? If you bought your home last year, you're looking at, a 25 to 30% increase in value. But is it really the value of your house that's increased? Or is it just a false sense of wealth? And when people have a false sense of wealth, they don't save as much, right? They feel like, oh, well, they have equity in their homes. But we've seen it in the commercial real estate market. So many vacancies, so many empty office buildings, so many empty stores. It's going to come to the residential market. I was on the website Zillow yesterday. A house a few doors down from me was on the market. I just checked to see if it was still on the market. But what surprised me most in the for sale section was that 60% of the houses that were for sale were either in pre-foreclosure or foreclosure. There was 17 houses in my small town being foreclosed upon. This is coming to your neighborhood. Go on to Zillow.com and see. Go to sales, and then you can hit pre-foreclosure, foreclosure to see just those homes that are being foreclosed on. It is eye-opening. We don't know what's going on in our neighbors' homes. Everything might look okay, and everything might seem like things are moving right along, but people are suffering. People haven't paid their mortgages in 10 months. They are coming up to the point where it is due. Watch the foreclosure rate in your town. It will surprise you, folks. It surprised me. And these are not just small houses. Some of these houses that were foreclosed upon are $500,000 homes. I mean, I live in Massachusetts. It's expensive, but it's eye-opening. And in some of them, they say that, the bank bought it at $336,000 and they're trying to sell it for $525,000, thus making nearly $200,000 along the way. Well, the banks are trying to make the profits where they can, because I think they too know that more foreclosures are coming. It is undeniable what is coming, folks. The foreclosures and the housing market is going to be a catastrophe. And I'm not kidding, that the more homes that are on the market, the lower the prices are going to become. Banks are holding on to their money because they're afraid of what's coming. Banks know that the non-payment loans are soaring. But the Fed keeps wanting us to take out more loans. This is what 2021 is going to bring. If you think you have more equity in your home and that it's worth that much more, you are sadly mistaken. I bought my house a long time ago. I didn't buy my house to make a big profit. I bought my house to live in. It should go up with inflation every year. But it shouldn't have tripled since I bought it in 1996. It's absolutely crazy. So we're going to see a lot of this. And be prepared, folks. The news and the media, they tell you that everything's all right and that the economy's going to get back into the way it was. Nothing is going back to the way it was. I also think that Bitcoin is going to continue to surge. Look out for this space. It's already hit over $30,000 per one Bitcoin this month. It is going to remain there and even go higher. We might see little dips along the way, but my forecast is strong for Bitcoin. Unemployment will get worse, folks. We already know that the unemployment rate is not 6.7%. We know that the unemployment rate is 25%. Last week, the week of Christmas, 787,000 more people lost their jobs, plus another 325 on the PUA, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. That's 1.1 million. 1.1 million for the past 41 plus weeks and more. Jobs are not coming back. People just simply stop looking for work. People don't even have an address anymore. There are so many people, especially on the West Coast, that are living in their cars and living in camper vans. This is the state of the world right now. And if you don't see it, just go take a drive, because it's every town across America, folks. Anyway, with the price of housing declining, and it's going to happen like that precipitously, it's going to put a lot of banks on the fence, and a lot of banks will cease to exist. You watch it. Also, look out for that digital currency, because the Fed is trying to do away with banks, because they can. Let's face it, the printing press was replaced by, the electronic printer or the typewriter with the keyboard, or, taxis with Uber. Everything has a time and place. Everything is replaced with something else, and nothing lasts forever. And our dollar, as we know it, will be replaced by a digital currency at some point. Maybe not in 2021, but I believe it will certainly be introduced to some people at that point. What happens when the banks start charging us negative interest rates? And I believe maybe not in 2021, but it's coming, folks. I went to Citizens Bank today. I have a CD. It's expiring soon. I said to the woman, what's the rate? I was getting 1.5% last year. It was an 11-month CD. She said, oh, the rates are very low. She says, the best I can do is 36 to 40 months, give you 0.05% on 3 years. If you want to do another 11-month, it's 0.01%. This is what the banks want to give you on a CD, meaning you lock your money in for a set amount of time, and this is the percentage, 0.1%. We are almost in negative territory, folks. I tell you, if you haven't heeded the advice of myself or many other people out there on YouTube saying, prepare for this tsunami, because this tsunami's coming, folks. This is a public service announcement. Listen, I have 50 subscribers. I have no commercials. This is brought to you commercial free. I do not have a paid YouTube account. I hope one day that maybe I will, but right now it's at its infancy. I have 50 subs. And thank you if you're one of them. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we are driving a car with no seatbelts very fast down an empty highway, and nobody is warning us of what's coming. And I believe that the media and somebody, newspapers, the press, needs to warn people. Spend time with family and friends, folks. Get out of debt if you have some. You might be too late for the Bitcoin. Buy some gold. It hasn't gone exponential like Bitcoin, but I believe it will. I believe it's the last commodity that only had a 25% increase and not 1,000% increase, but it's coming too. Folks, hold on tight, okay? Hold on to your loved ones. Hold on to friends and family, because in the end, that's all we're going to have. Take some precautions. Have some gold, have some Bitcoin, diversify your assets. Make sure you have food in your house. My husband is actually building me a studio in our backyard, so these videos will take place in my studio, maybe in a month or two. But I'm going to put solar panels on the studio. I want it to be self-sustaining. I want it to be off-grid. So yeah, my cameras, my lights, everything will be run through the sun. You got to get off the grid if you can. I'm trying to talk my husband into buying a wood-burning stove for our fireplace so it gives out more heat in case we need to just survive on wood. I hate having to say this, but now is the time to prepare. You don't prepare after the fact. You prepare before. And now is the time. This is the warning. We've been having a warning for a long time, and I hope that you and people you shared the message, you told them what's coming, and they believe you. I don't believe the virus is a hoax. I believe that it was just a very inopportune time to happen when the financial or the economical situation in the world has been teetering anyway, and I think this is the conduit that will just tip it right over. Anyway, those are my predictions for 2021. I wish they were brighter. I don't think that we're going to improve much. The only thing that can improve is your relationships with your friends and family, to take precautions and just know what's coming. Folks, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.